What's going on, family? It is your man DeAndre Saxon back for another video, and this is the #1 channel for spiritual entrepreneurs that want to take their personal life, their business, their finances, and their relationship to the next level by tapping into the spiritual parts of success. I'm talking about Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich and so on and so forth, guys. Now, this is the High Vibe Tribe, guys. I'm feeling blessed and highly favored. Hopefully, you're feeling the same. So let's go ahead and hop into today's topic. If you've seen my last couple of videos, I've been talking a lot about burnout. Over the last, I would say, month or so, has been one of the toughest periods of my life when it's come to burnout. You know, if you're a type of person that is always, you're a high achiever, you're always going for a new goal, you're achieving, trying to get to the next level in your personal life, in your finances, in your business, you're trying to go to the next rank, recruit more people, get more sales, and you're always trying to outdo yourself because you see value in yourself and what you can be. But then there's periods where you could get burnt out. Now, whether you're watching this because you've been burnt out, you're going through a burnt out, or you're gonna be in a burnout, you wanna be able to identify what burnout is, how to get through it, why you got in it, and how to get to the next level. And so that's the topic of today's video. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys can see my Instagram right here. It's at Saxton Seminars. You saw that I was in West Palm for Tony Robbins' Unleash the Power Within. And I got one of the biggest breakthroughs going to this event. And Tony was talking about building momentum. So that's gonna be the topic of today's video, building momentum. So what is burnout? We talked about it in the last video. Burnout is when you're so exhausted spiritually, emotionally, physically, that you can't even get out of bed. The same things that used to motivate you to go out there and get some sales, grow your business, make some money, go after that business, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve in life right now, those same things don't motivate you anymore. And there's a period of time, it could be weeks, days, months, where you start to feel depressed, maybe feeling some anxiety because that's not your natural state. You see, your natural state is you're an achiever. You're always motivated to go out there. You're probably doing better than most people you're around right now. Maybe you're the light of the family, doing a little bit better than those in your family. And when you're in this period of burnout, it could be depressing because those same things that used to motivate you aren't there anymore. So go watch my last videos to get some more information on burnout. But what I want to talk about is how to get past that. Now, even in the process of making this video, I'm working myself through this. You see, I speak from experience, working with Bob Proctor for the last 2.5 years. When I hit my first 7 figures, it's so weird that right when I hit the 7 figures, my entire motivation was lost. The same things that used to motivate me, which were, I'm going to be completely honest, external things. Living here in downtown Miami, I wanted the nice cars, the nice apartment, the jewelry, the clothes, the very, rapper kind of lifestyle that's promoted here in Miami. When I got all of that stuff, I looked around and I was like, you know what good is living in the best apartment, driving the nicest cars, the Range Rovers, the GTR, I just bought a new S-Class, a S63 AMG, the jewelry, the clothes, right? And for some of you, it might seem superficial, but for many of you, you want this stuff, and that's okay to want this stuff. You see, when I got all that stuff, I started to realize that I still was not happy. You see, what was happening was I was not fulfilled. Tony Robbins says success without fulfillment is ultimately failure. And that's what I started to feel. I started to feel like a failure because I wasn't actually excited and passionate about my life anymore. So that's what I want to talk about today, is actually building that momentum. So maybe I'm going to put a little image right here. You guys can maybe see it right here. I'll edit it in. This is what Tony calls the success cycle, or what I like to call it, how to build momentum. Whether you're building momentum, getting out of a depression and anxiety, you're having to start your business over. Maybe you're starting a new business. Maybe you want to change direction or trajectory in your business and your life. This is the formula that I want to cover today, but with a different twist. I want to add my twist of what I've learned and I've experienced working with Bob Proctor in his inner circle, and how we can, mold both of these together. So let's talk about it. You see certainty and belief. The next thing is you see potential, then you see action, and then you see results. So I got my notebook here because, like I said, still learning it from Tony, but I'm going to add my twist because it's a different image on things that I've already taught. So many of you right now, you're trying to go after a specific result. Whatever is that result. You want to get to 100K a month. You want to put 100, people in your organization. You want to get to, be the #1 salesman in your organization. Whatever your goal is, right? You're going after something very specific. And so for many of us, how we've been conditioned since birth is that if we want to get, then we have to do. That's just a natural state, right? Because if let's just say you want to go out and you want to get some money from the bank, right? You want to go to the ATM and pull out some cash. If you want to get cash, you must do. You must get in the car, you must drive, and you must receive the cash. Now, this example might seem very simple, but for many of us, myself included, and you, we approach our business and the results and goals that we're going after in the same manner. We think that if we want to get more sales, then we naturally have to do more calls, prospect more people, do more meetings, do more videos, act more. You see, and that's the first place that most people are going to start, and where the failure starts to happen is where they start is action. And when you're looking at this quadrant right here, you think you have to act your way into it, but that is not true. One of the things we teach here is that the results that we get is a manifestation of the images we hold in our subconscious mind. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. But even deeper than that, there's an underlying paradigm. A paradigm is a multitude of your habits. Think of it as your mental conditioning or your mental programming. You see, you're programmed to act the way you do now. So if you start at the area of action, see, you might be able to do it for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That's why some people, they start a diet 1-2 weeks in and they drop it. They go out there and they said, oh, you know what, I'm going to stop watching pornography, or I'm going to start doing X, Y, Z. And they do it for a week or two and then they drop it. Think of New Year's resolutions. Why? Because you can try to act your way into a new result, but it will never stick because you're not programmed for those results. You see, so if you start with action, it's going to cause inconsistency. And so let's go ahead and move on to the next quadrant, which is potential. You see, one of the things I learned from Bob Proctor is whether you come from the area of science or theology, both science and theology says that we have infinite potential within us. You see, God, you know, if you come from the area of theology, it said that we are created by God. God lives without and God lives within. And that means that we're spiritual beings. And spirit is omnipresent, meaning that we can do all things, be all things, and create all things, all energies within us. Or whether you come from science, and science says that you're energy, and energy is not created nor destroyed. Therefore, you are creative and you're an abundant being. So we have infinite potential. Now the only question is, are you realizing that infinite potential on a day-to-day basis? So if that's answered, so if we want a specific result here, and if action is not the place to go into, and we know that we have true potential, then the underlying starting point is right here where it talks about certainty or belief. And that's where one of the biggest things I learned from Tony Robbins this week, I'll just drop my notes, is building the end result before you start. So I want to give you a perfect example is this YouTube channel. For many of you know, I've had a YouTube channel for many, many years. I have over 250 YouTube videos, and YouTube has been a part of my life that I've been wanting to do, but I would start it, then stop it, start it, then stop it. You know, going back to the action, I would act, put out, 10, 20, 30 videos, and then get demotivated, and then boom, here I was, stopping YouTube again. So even then, when I was in this transitioning period, what I was called like my depression or my motivation that I was going through last month, it was very tough for me. And I knew what I had to do. I had to pick up this YouTube camera. The way that the things that got me to the first 7 figures were not the things that I wanted to, nor the things that were going to get me to the next level. So I knew internally that I had to pick up this YouTube camera, but I was so unmotivated. Like I saw the camera staring at me saying, DeAndre, make a video, DeAndre, make a video, serve these people, teach them what you're going through. But I was lacking the motivation. You see, I was lacking the ability to go out there and act. Did I have the potential? Yes. Whether I was coming from, spirit or energy or science, I had the potential. See, I'm making this video now. I had the potential. But then I couldn't act. And that action is what was going to produce the results. What I had to do is get that underlying belief, which was the certainty around that if I was going to create videos, that they were going to be seen and serve other people. You see, I had to get out of my own way. I used to make videos thinking, man, I'm going to make this video because it's going to go viral, because it's going to get 100,000 views, or I want X amount of subscribers, instead of thinking, how can I serve the person that's watching this video so I can help them get through a mental roadblock? You see, my energy shifted. My beliefs around YouTube and creating my content started to shift. So what Tony says, if you want to build momentum again, you must start with the end in mind. You must start by visualizing the end result that you want. And that's going to be the biggest key here, is you have to begin to see the result that you want, but most importantly, feel the result that you want before you ever start. You know, I talked about it in one of the videos when I was talking about being unmotivated, that I had to literally visualize myself right before making the video, just so I had enough energy to create that 15-minute video. In the same sense, when you're going to go out there and start acting, if you want to, if you want to get to the next part of your sales, you want to build a bigger team. If you're in network marketing, you want to get more sales, you want to create more content, you want to build a community, you want to make more money, whatever it is that you're going for, you must first build the image in your mind and back it with feeling. One of the things that we teach is feeling is the secret. Feeling is the secret. Feeling is the things that allow the law of attraction to manifest the things into your life. So when you start to see the end result of what it is that you want, your body will have to move into action. It will have to move into fruition. You see, this thing that we call the body here is literally a mental instrument, right? I want you guys to just do this with me right now. Raise your right hand. All right, so this is my right hand for you on the screen, it's left, but raise your right hand. You see, what just happened right now is you thought raise hand, electrical signals went through your muscles and contracted and raised your right hand. You see, you must first think a thought, think an image, and then the body will move. You see, this body is literally a display of the mental activity that you hold on a day-to-day basis. So when you start to say, I'm so happy and grateful, now that, and you see and start to feel the end result that you have, you start to actually see the potential. Don't just say, oh, I am powerful and potential, right? Affirmations don't work, but you actually play a mental movie of the potential in action. What starts to happen is you start to feel the accomplishment, you start to feel the momentum, and then you start to feel the end result, and that is the key. You see, a body, we just learned, is an instrument of the mind. So if you start to act your way in your mind before you ever do it, naturally your body has to follow. It is a law. It is a law of cause and effect. It is a law that we teach. I teach this a lot on my channel. Make sure you subscribe below, hit that like button so you can get more content like this. So when you start to see the end result and you start to realize your potential, everything else starts to take place, right? Now the certainty belief, you have to do this consistently, by the way. Doing it 1 day, 2 days, you know, is not going to work. You have to make that the habit. The habit is not the acting. The habit is seeing yourself and being like, if you guys see right here, it says, become the person worthy of your goal. I see that every single day. I must become the person worthy of having 100,000 YouTube subscribers, the person worthy of even creating this video, right? So if you start with the belief and you start with the certainty, now you're starting to realize your potential in your mind. That's number 2. And then number 3 is your body will start to act, and here's in the key, the effortless way. Wouldn't you want to get results in the effortless way? Are you tired of working hard? Are you tired of putting in 14-hour days? Are you tired of busting your ass, sending out hundreds of DMs and doing all this work just to get minimum results in return? You see, because it's the principle of least effort that Wallace D. Waddell talks about in The Science of Getting Rich, or in the book, The Power of Awareness. I think it's on the desk over there. The Power of Awareness by Neville D. Goddard is the effortless way. So when you start to realize your potential in your mind before you ever act into it, your body will effortlessly manifest via action, right? Because whenever there's an action, there's a reaction. But then also you magnetize your body to the people, situations, and circumstances necessary for its attainment. So now the result, right, number 4 in the quadrant of result, the result that we're looking for now becomes effortless. It just starts to flow to us. The people start to come, the views start to come, the subscribers will start to come, the money will start to come. Whatever it is that you're going after will naturally start to fall into your lap because you are there in being before you ever have. So guys, let's go ahead and recap. How do you build momentum if you're going through depression, there's lack of motivation, maybe you're exhausted, maybe there's a pivot or a transition in your business and you need to revamp, or maybe you're just starting up and you need to revamp for the first time. Let's go about it. Number 1 is building that belief and certainty. right? You have to get an underground layer that I am the person worthy of this results. I am being. Being is the key. I am being. But how do you convince your mind, your subconscious mind? How do you convince it that you are being? Is you must visualize. You must see it. Play a mental movie. Be very specific. Play a mental movie of that which you want. Start to see it, but most importantly, feel it. Feeling is the secret. Now, what's happening is you're going to transition into quadrant number 2, which is the potential. You are literally playing a mental movie of your potential, and that potential will naturally guide your body. Remember, we talked about the body as an instrument, will naturally move your body into action, because your body will always act in alignment with the self-image and the images that you play in your mind. And now that you're playing with this image, your body will start to naturally do stuff. And there's 2 parts to this. When you're acting, action, reaction. We learned that in high school, right? For most of us, basic. Whenever there's an action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So when you start to act your way, now in alignment with the being, not because you're just doing it just to do it like a New Year's resolution, or trying to act it in a new way if it only works for a week or 2 or is inconsistent. No. We're talking at a deeper layer here, the being part. So now that you're acting in alignment and being the person necessary, the universe will react to you and manifest through, you literally become a magnet, manifest everything necessary, the people, the resources, the money, anything that you need in order to, number 4, hit that result quadrant. So hopefully this gave you a lot of value. Make sure you hit that like button, because we are growing, we're expanding, we are building the High Vibe Tribe. We want this video to go out there and attract new people into our community of spiritual-based entrepreneurs that want to grow their business, that want to grow their finances, that want to impact more people, that want to go out there and do something special and be in a like-minded community of people that are on track to grow as individuals, contribute to the world, and earn money in the process. I call it purpose, passion, and profit. Family, I want to thank you so much for giving me your time. Your time is valuable, and more videos are to come out. Your boy DeAndre Saxon is out. I'll see you next time.